LegitTechTutorials, and welcome back to Beginning Maya. So I decided to add back into the series talking about doing animation. So doing using the timeline in Maya and using the rendering engine to do an animation. So what we want to do is we want to go back to, which guy was it? The UI element, or was it again? Right, yeah, UI element, and you want to configure the time slider and all these, so have the exact same thing that I have here. And now I will re-extend the it out. Actually, one thing that you can get rid of, go into display, go to UI elements, and get rid of the no, it's not the toolbox, don't do that. So what we're gonna, I guess you can't really, command line. So get rid of the command line. So go to display, go to UI elements, and get rid of the command line, because we're never gonna use the command line anyways. Alright, so now what you see down here is you see the time slider, and here's also your range indicator. So this is the guy underneath, and here is your settings for this. So basically what could happen is now I have it set to 120, and you see 120 set here. So basically what this means is that it goes from 1 to 200, and my current range is from 1 to 120. So what I could do is I could take this guy and slide it, and now I have the full 120. So I could step all the way through, and you notice that nothing happens. So here's the drag method, or you could hit the play method, and as you notice it goes very quickly, of course, because there's nothing actually in the scene. So now let's go ahead and So now let's go ahead and do some animations. So all you have to do with animation is very, very simple. So I wanted to add this into the series just so you knew everything about it, etc., etc. Everything about Maya that you could want to do with it, as it has a very, very powerful rendering engine, and also you create very cool animations. All right, and also I spent a good deal of time working with it that way. A lot more than modeling, so let's go ahead and definitely talk about it. Alright, so it's very, very easy. What you could do is go here and go to your animations toolbox, and all you need to do to set up an animation, so let's say I Control Z, have it back at, set it to 0, 0, 0, 0, and have the scale as 2, 2, 2. And then what we're going to do is, what you could do here is go to Animate and hit Set Key. And as you notice over here in the channel box, all of these values of these attributes, the attributes values, right? All these are red, which means that now it is affected by the timeline, which I see I made a mistake. What you want to do is go all the way to the first one, and now I guess I could tell you the short key. The short key for it is you just hit S, and S sets key, so S set key. So hit S to set the key. So what you want to do on animating is, this is basic animation, obviously, this is introduction to animation, but you want to step through time. So as you see, I'm stepping through the time slider. Let's say 25. Then you want to index your object or move your object. Then you want to set the key, which is S. So set the key. S, set key, right? Now, as you notice, if you step through the time slider, you notice that it is now moving. And you notice also another big thing that usually people will go into the graph editor to manipulate, but you see that it kind of starts off slow, speeds up, and then slows down at the end. Especially if you notice especially if you do you go over here and you do frame by frame, you'll notice that the increments are increasing in the middle and decrease at the ends. So that is because it does a Bezier curve, and it does so it's a smooth curve. It smooths the curve out. So we could continually do this and actually even rotate it. So let's say we go here and then we rotate it, and we set that rotation there. So I just hit S to set the key, Now if you notice, it will go here and then it'll start to rotate. So what you could also do is, let's say that you accidentally messed it up and you don't want it to rotate. Also, you right click, you index it to the frame you want, and then you could right click and delete that key. Now what you could do is you could also do these one at a time and hit key selected, key selected, key selected. So now like those are the only ones keyed, right? So you could have them, you could individually set the key. Also we could do set driven keys where something opens up. So like if one side opens, the other side is the exact same degrees, etc., etc. All stuff that we're going to go over later on. So those are the other things. So you could do all the stuff here. You could do rotate, scale, and if you hit S, it basically sets keys on all of them. That's what the hotkey is for, is to set all the keys. So you could do all different kinds of things with this. One of the biggest things, what we'll probably do pretty soon, is messing around with a motion path and have the spaceship come in and land on our landscape. And that will also allow us to go over importing into other projects. So, but this is a basic setup here, and what we could do is we could hit play and see it move very, very quickly. You cannot slow this down, and it is very, very fast because of my machine. So if I had a lot of things inside of the scene here, it would go very, very slow, but I guess you could manipulate it this way and see this guy here. So let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about when I say the graph editor here. So here's the graph editor. Now what I can do is focus in by hitting F, and you see here that it has a smooth curve. You notice that it is translating the X. So here is the smooth curve, this guy right here, and we could actually, oopsies, change this by using the same thing. By the same thing here, notice how I have the movement tool selected. So you hit W to change this Bezier handle here, and I could change the curve. So now that when I step through, it's going to be very quick, and then slow down. So very quick, slow down. And then I could also make this guy even more extreme. So you go back to Q to select. Then you select the end of the Bezier handle that you want to mess around with. And then now you see that it doesn't slow down, but it causes this to throw off, right? You could also change the type of curve so that you could make it to where like these are split and they're not affected by each other. But we're not going to go over that. So basically what happens is that now you see I could step through here, and you notice that it also goes back because it's going down instead of, it's supposed to be flat, right? It's supposed to be like that. So that's what causes it to go back. So I just wanted to go over the graph editor. Very, very cool, and this is how you manipulate your curves. You could also you could go here and you could hit the scale tool, which is R, and scale it. And scale it to exactly where you want it. It appears I have forgotten how to scale it. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so you hit the center mouse button, and you could scale it to cause it to need more frames. And you notice how it pushed the frames here? But yeah, it's not exactly what I want it to do. What I want it to do is move from here to where I want it to move. Which now I'm messing with the scale, it looks like. Anyways, so that's the idea, is that you could manipulate how things move and the set keys inside of the graph editor and manipulate it that way. So let's go ahead and start over. So I'm going to delete this object, and we're going to place a new object onto the screen. So all you have to do is, now what I could do is I'll go manually. I'll just key selected these manually. And then what I'll do is I messed up there. You have to move in time first. move the object, and then set the key. So those are the basics that I wanted to translate. Don't worry about the graph editor, just worry about that setup there. Well, I guess I need to Well, we're not going to be really messing around with individual things. So just hit S to set a general key. You're going to move in time, move the object, S to set the whole key. Now when you play it, you'll notice that it's bouncing back and forth from these two settings. Also, if you want to add more frames, what you could do is you do like 600 here, and then pull this guy, click on this box here and stretch it all the way out. Now you see we have 600 frames to pick with, and this guy is the scale. Oh no, sorry, the current time. So we're at 37. So you could use this to set it to 25, which is that frame that we set. Alright, so this has been Steven from LegitTechTutorials. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe for more videos like it in this series and other series as well. If you have any questions, email me when I get a reference book. The link will be in the description. And thank you for watching. Take it easy. Peace.